You gonna bring me a bottle of water? Thank you. Hey, hey. What's going on? How y'all doing? Thank you. Close the door. All right. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. Right before the 4th of July weekend. Felt it was very important to come on here today since we're gonna be celebrating our freedoms at the end of this week. Okay. But just wanted to go over a couple things. Whew. Hey, she love money. How are you? Hey, Ramona. How are you? Hey, Nidia. Um, so y'all know it's election season. Okay, so it's always probably for the next few times y'all see me on here, we're gonna be talking about this kind of stuff because it affects you guys, but it also ties into a lot of these very same programs that I'm telling you guys about. Okay, y'all know I do not necessarily care about politics in that regard, but when it starts messing with the dollar, that's a problem, at least for me. Okay. Stride boxing pocket. I didn't see it. Where did you put it? Okay. You might need to text it to me. Okay. All right. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Again, if y'all have any questions, please make sure you drop those. If this is your first time watching, please like, subscribe, and follow and share and all that good stuff. So if y'all have not noticed, I mostly just do my Monday shows. I have not necessarily made a lot of new videos on YouTube simply because a lot of the questions y'all ask me now, I've already made videos for those in the past. And so now I just lead you guys to those videos to watch. If y'all interested in credit repair, which y'all should be, bankruptcies, anything like that, you can go to my website, shamikasaves.com. Thank you. Okay, I'll look there, Stride Boxing Podcast. Last week, a lot of y'all inboxed me. I got that spreadsheet I sent you guys for your planning in the event that you pass. Okay. So I hope you guys have been able to use it. There's probably still some of you that are waiting. I will send it. Okay. Yeah. So without further ado, let's go ahead on and go with what's going on right now. So if you're in Florida, I'm telling you, they definitely are using their money in Florida different than a lot of other states. Okay. But they have another grant to fix your home. Okay. And that's simply because Floridians, we get hit a lot with storms. This one is it's called Rebuild Florida. The other one is the My Safe Florida Home that gives you $10,000 to fix your home. They'll send somebody out for free to do an inspection and tell you what you need. This one, the Rebuild Florida, is for anybody that was affected by Hurricane Ian. That's the last one that we had. All it takes is you fill out an application and you have to show proof that you owned your home during the time that the storm had happened. And of course, you got to have insurance. They're not saying how much money they're going to give, but they are. Oh, and it's for low income. So basically, if you know somebody that's low income, y'all need any information on it, you can just type in Rebuild Florida. That's the grant. It's not saying how much money they're giving just yet because it did just come out. Okay. That's why I'm not making a video on TikTok yet because it's not talking no money yet. Okay. Let me see. And again, if y'all got questions, let me know. And I know y'all gonna ask me, well, what about y'all state? Again, a lot of states have not put out anything that is reportable. Okay. So I apologize if you live in one of those states that just not making no moves. All right. Let me see. Okay, so today is July 1st. I told you guys in July 1st of every year, this is when all the new laws come into play. A lot of y'all not necessarily probably paying attention to what is going on in your state government because we're too busy watching what's going on in the federal government. But your state government are passing rules that you guys probably didn't even know about to come into play. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a few, and then I'm gonna look at y'all questions real quick. Okay, for example, in Louisiana, any child that's under 16 years old has to have permission from a parent to have a social media account. If you do not have a social media, if you do not have permission, and they find out, they're gonna fine you $2,500. Um, yeah, and they're not saying it's a charge. They're just going to fine you $2,500 for each violation. All right. So, somebody that lives in Louisiana, and this is not one part, this is the whole state. Okay. Um, under 16, they need a parent's permission. I don't know how they're going to verify this, but this is what they're saying. They're also doing you open carry, I guess. Not open carry, I apologize. You don't have to have a license to carry in Louisiana except New Orleans until August 1st. Okay, so in one more month, everybody in the state of Louisiana will be able to carry without a license. They're already doing that in Florida. So I just wanted you to know that this just came through. What's Heartland ECSI refund? I'm not familiar with that, Joe. ECSI, you have to spell that one out and let me know, okay? So I don't know if you guys knew that, but that just happened. All right. Let me get to my other thing. What else just happened? Okay. So 2 weeks ago, I told you guys about Project 2025, and I told you I didn't want to talk too much about it to get into it. But if you guys watched the BET Awards, y'all saw that Taraji P. Henson, she basically encouraged everybody to go out and read about it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this in a little nutshell, but y'all can ask some questions, okay? Because I got some good information, and I'm gonna be able to tell you how this affects you in your daily life. Okay, hold on. So let me see how I want to do this. Okay, so one reason why a lot of people are going to get turned off by the document is because it's 900 pages. Okay. This document was not created by anybody in the federal government. This document was created by lobbyists, individuals who basically they put their money up and they try to influence the decision of the president by saying, "Hey, we'll donate if you will, incorporate or add these to your administration." Right. So I'm only going to point out a few. And again, if y'all got any questions, y'all make sure y'all ask me about this. Okay. I'm telling y'all, didn't I say we're turning into China? I've been saying that for a very, very long time that we're going that direction, and we really are going that direction. All right. So one of the things that I thought was huge is if now I'm going to say this. Donald Trump has never stated that he was going to follow anything in this manual, right? But the way that the Supreme Court is voting for things, I would not be surprised if he comes in office and this is what he really does. All right. So y'all have to vote whichever way you want. I'm not encouraging that either way, but I do want to let you know that there's a very strong chance that this is exactly what's going to happen. This lines right up with his type of politics. Okay. So the first thing is they want to stop you guys from earning overtime pay. Now, that probably doesn't seem big to a lot of you guys, but it is huge to a lot of people who work in factories. I know a ton of people who work and they have a base salary and then they get tons and tons of overtime. So they may double their income. Well, if your overtime is capped, and they're basically trying to do that by pushing the Department of Labor, which is who sets those standards of how much overtime an individual can work. They're trying to push the Department of Labor to lessen that amount. So you do not get to put in as much overtime as you have, as you've been able to do it before. Okay. So why does that matter? Well, it matters because this is how you plan to take care of your household. Okay. Now it'd be great at tax time. Y'all won't owe so much at the IRS at the end of the year. But at the same time, some of y'all are going to notice y'all bottom line is going to be super, super tight because you can't pull in those hours that you used to. Okay. Hey, loving me. How you doing, CC Silver? Okay. Another thing, they want to cut funding to local job creating programs. Okay. So those places like Career Work Source, any of those nonprofit organizations that basically are in your local community that help you with resume writing, things like that, those people get funded by grants. Okay, they get money from the government to be able to run these programs. If they want to cut that funding, then guess what? People are going to lose their jobs. People who don't have jobs aren't going to be able to get a job because you're not going to know, you're not going to be prepared. And so these places could ultimately close down, and we need those. Okay, we need those. Hey, Miss Paula. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Some of these I'm going to skip. I have no problem sending you guys the actual book, the 900-page book where you can actually read what they want. It's a lot, but I actually found something that was about 50 pages that broke it down so that we can only talk about what's very important. Okay. Another thing, and I just told you guys about this last week, they want to restrict access to food assistance. One of the ways they're going to do that is by making it harder for individuals who are on EBT or SNAP to get it. I just told you guys Florida just passed it, and it just became law today that if you are on EBT or SNAP, you now have to do an additional 40 hours of workforce training. Now get this, how can you do workforce training and prepare for a job if the same places that are supposed to teach you about a job aren't being funded to do so? Doesn't it sound like a trap? It sounds like a trap to me. I'm going to make you do something that I know that you can't do. So then you don't meet the requirements, which means you don't get food stamps. Okay. Now I ain't making this up. It's right here. It's in black and white. Okay. So Florida is just one. And another thing y'all have to pay attention to, if you don't, is you have to look at your governors, right? What most Republican governors do, other Republican governors do it too. And they do it because they want to have a Republican president. All right. So although some people may not like Trump, DeSantis says he doesn't like Trump, but I bet you he'll be voting for him. Okay. Hedge interior. So these are, some of the things y'all got to look at who y'all have. Oh, yeah, because this is why we, I'm kind of funny when it comes to voting, but this is why we need to vote, unless we're all going to quit at the same time. And I know none of us are going to quit at the same time. So you have no other choice but to go out and vote, because you need to, know what's going on. Hey, Romans, I got these from Temu. Okay. They're like $1, $2, something like that. Toya says, baby, they played in my face, gave me $25 for a month. I'm telling you, food stamps, they are trying to make it so that it is such a cumbersome action for you to get them that you just say, forget it and don't get it at all, which is exactly what they want. Okay. Because remember, states have to pay back the government for giving program, for funding programs like food assistance. So if these states can get the government out of their pockets, that's exactly what they're going to do. And unfortunately, it's going to affect you guys. Okay. Hell, me too, if I was getting some. They also, single mamas, they want to eliminate the Head Start program. How many of y'all came up in the Head Start program or put your children in Head Start? So if there's no Head Start, guys, single mamas, you already can't work a whole bunch of overtime. You ain't getting no damn food stamps, so you can't even sell them. Okay, to even add a couple extra dollars, even though you're not supposed to, but people do it. Now they're going to eliminate Head Start, which means now you're going to take on another bill of child care. And the last time I checked, child care ain't cheap. All right. So these are some of the things y'all need to be paying attention to. Okay. Because not everything in that project 2025 might be, may pertain to you, but this I know pertains to a lot of people. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I probably was, well, I don't know if I was in Head Start. They probably didn't have that back then. But if you know someone that they use this Head Start program for their kids, especially y'all young girls, y'all need to pay attention, okay? Because if they take it away, you are going to not work because you're not going to be able to afford daycare. And then when you don't work, they're going to say you can't get food stamps because you didn't meet the qualifications of the things that you have to do. All of these things kind of crumble on themselves, okay? They build upon each other, okay? Hold on. Let's see. So if you live in a state where there's a public transportation, they want to eliminate the funding for certain public transportation projects. I mean, fortunately, I don't have to worry about that. But for some of y'all who are in New York, y'all in Philadelphia, y'all in these big metropolitan cities, public transportation is huge. Okay. And the bus is probably already raggedy. The trains are probably already raggedy. Okay. Luckily, the Biden administration just passed that infrastructure bill. So there is some money, but things get tore up all the time. So y'all got to pay attention to that because that's important. All right. Um, this is for the ladies. Well, this is right here. This is for everybody. They are not planning on changing the prices of medicine. They want to keep the medicine prices high, which is unfortunate because we get here to the next part when it comes to medicine. They are trying to restrict the abortion pill and make it illegal so where you can't even get it mailed. They also want to, and I just remember this just from because I was like, damn, I can't believe it. They also want to have your information more readily available for people to find. So if you are a female and you're getting some type of reproductive assistance or help, or just say you did happen to have an abortion, your information now is going to be out there where somebody can find you. Okay. And they are concerned that people who are those extremists who are always protesting can get your information and harass you. And y'all know they do it. Okay, I don't know how many times I heard girls say, I just went to Planned Parenthood to take an STD test, and the women standing outside were about to hit me over the head because they thought I was walking in for the other thing. Okay. Hey, Karen. Hey, Nicola. So, these are important. Not saying that I agree with anybody doing anything as far as abortions, but I can't say anything. That's between you and the Lord. All right. Toya says, yes, put them babies on a wait list. Then by the time they get accepted, they're in kindergarten. Yeah. It says Stanley Morgan stated saying it won't be good if Trump's win. No, and the reason why it won't be, and I'm gonna get to some of that too, is just putting this project 2025 aside. The reason how I know that this has to be something that he's going to move into is because he's already protecting his behind before he gets in if he wins. Did you guys hear? They just made the Supreme Court made two major decisions. One is that Trump gets immunity from any actions that he may have done illegal, I guess, in his role in his act as the president while he was president, right? But this is the part that is crazy: is who is going to determine what he did if he could say it was, oh, that was something I had to do because of my job versus this is what I had to do on my own time. Anybody can make that decision and he won't be prosecuted for it. So if somebody's already telling you that we ain't gonna prosecute you in the event that you win, you don't think that he has to do something for somebody to be able to make that decision. Y'all can believe what you want, but people ain't doing favors for free. Okay. I'm gonna help you. You help me. Quid pro quo did not come from poor people. It came from rich folks. All right. So if he's gonna get immunity, all right. Now let's build upon that. The Supreme Court also made another decision that when the federal government makes a decision about how a federal organization runs, it used to be that the federal government would say, you should do this, you should do that, you shall do this. They send it to the agencies, and the agencies will have their own lawyers interpret what they believe that law means, and they implement that as law in the organization. But now the government is saying, the Supreme Court is saying, we are not giving you that right. We will tell you what we mean, and you guys have to do what we say. That's scary. Okay. Not to mention, hold on, I'm gonna come back to the project 20. I'm gonna come back to that project 2025. Not to mention, I want to tell y'all some of the organizations that they want to eliminate according to Project 2025. Now, first and foremost, y'all know I always tell y'all to make sure y'all do those student loan applications because the time is running out. And baby, when I saw this and I said, oh, the first organization they have on the list is to get rid of Department of Education. So if y'all have not done your student loan forgiveness, you haven't put in for the public service loan forgiveness, you haven't done any of those things Shamika been telling y'all to do, then shame on you, because if an organization is abolished, then guess what? Y'all gonna be stuck with those student loans. The debt doesn't go away with it. Okay, they need the money. So this is your time to No, not your time. This is your warning. Okay. I'm letting y'all know now. Letting you know now. Madam TJ says food stamps. I need them. I know. I need them too. Okay. Everybody needs them. The way these food prices are. CC Silver, send me a message on shamikasaves.com and I will send you the information I am reading. Yes, ma'am, I will. This is very, very important. You know, people gotta, this is kind of stuff y'all gotta talk to y'all kids and y'all friends. Okay. Yes, we can talk about what happened on the baddies, but we might need to take 5-10 minutes to talk about this project 2025 and say, hey, honey, y'all might want to take a look at this. Okay. Let me tell y'all some other organizations they want to take away. The DOJ, the Department of Justice. Now, some of y'all probably saying, great. I don't know. Okay. And the reason why I'm going to say I don't know is because if you take the department away, who is then going to be prosecuting people? Okay. Then there always is going to be a state and a federal. So somebody's going to have to prosecute. So you're going to take them away. What happens? Who makes that decision? All right. They want to take away Homeland Security. They want to take away FCC. That's the Federal Communications. Basically, that's the people who run the radio. Now, the radios, cable, all of those things. And they want to get rid of the Federal Trade Commission. Well, a lot of y'all are using the Federal Trade Commission to help clean up your credit reports. The Federal Trade Commission is one of the agencies that actually outlines what creditors can and cannot do. So if these agencies go away, who will we have? Who will we use? Who's gonna, that's the thing, is who's gonna make all these decisions? The executive branch, which is where Trump will sit. So him and all of his cronies can be the only ones to make decisions if they remove all these things. These are some of the questions y'all should be asking or looking these things up so that y'all have an idea. Okay. This is very, very important. Okay. Now the immigration thing, we might be together in agreement on that. Okay. I'm not gonna say which way I go, but y'all get it. Okay. We might be in agreement on that. But the Roe versus Wade, removing these organizations, making it harder to get access to things that we, as hell, that some of these things is what we put our tax dollars in for. And we need welfare programs. Let me tell y'all this too. I don't know how many people, I wanted to wait. I was waiting to see if Miss Cynthia was going to come in here, but for our veterans, this is also in Project 2025. They are trying to make veterans the access to getting disability benefits harder. They are going to make the VA redo their manual that actually rates disabilities, and they're going to eliminate a lot of them and make there be a certain group of disabilities only. And if you don't meet those, you will not get disability. Now, some of y'all sending y'all kids into the service, okay? And they may get hurt. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll get PTSD. Who knows? We don't know what these new benefits, these new regulations or rules or limitations are going to be, but those things cause for concern because the VA has been doing the VA stuff for years, and now you're going to come in and say make it harder. They already make it hard. They already deny people when they truly have stuff. So imagine what's going to happen. No, boy, Mickey, everybody keeps asking me that. There is no $300 child tax credit. People just put anything up online that is not true. We are in an election season, and the only person that would be doing that would be the Biden administration, and they're not giving out a dime. Okay. So tell somebody to tell somebody, because everybody keeps asking me about that, but no, there will not be any of that. Okay. Selective service. Thank you. That's right. Selective service. Y'all seen that came into play. Okay. That's not even in the Project 2025. They just made that a thing. And the reason they're making this a law now is because we don't have a full, strong military like some of these other countries that we may or may not have beef with. Okay. Let me see. They are well, if I got so many LGBTQ members, they're definitely going to repeal almost every single one of your rights that you had. Okay. They're going to, and they use the word abolish. That means they are taking it out. Okay. I told y'all about the abortion ban. They want to do that. They also want to restrict IVF. So if women are having a difficulty making a baby, you got to only make the baby the good old fashioned traditional way because they don't want it. Are you guys seeing that now? I think it's in Oklahoma where now all the classes have the 10 Commandments. posted outside, which is cool. But they are telling the teachers that they have to teach from a biblical perspective. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but these are the things that I don't know if y'all paying attention to them, but we got to make sure you get out there and you vote and you talk to your family members. Okay, this is the time. I know this year I'm asking everybody. Okay, hey Miss Aura, how are you? Miss Aura, say hello to everybody. Okay, these are very very important. It says male over 18. That's right. Any man over 18 up until the age of 26 has to register for selective service. And the reason that's important, guys, remember I told you we don't have enough people in the military. That's one. But also, if you were to try to apply for grants or anything from the government, that's one of the questions, especially Pell Grant. That's the question on the application. Did you register? So if you are not registered for selective service, fellas, you are also not going to get any financial aid. Now, I can't say that I'm against that, because I do think we need a strong military, and I do think that everybody should earn some of the the benefits and things that we receive. But with this Project 2025, they are trying to cut benefits to veterans, to people who are receiving Medicare assistance, people who are receiving welfare. I mean, and they're gonna force you to have a baby, whether the baby's unalive or alive. I think that's crazy. Okay. Hey, Miss Harriet. Okay, let me see what else is on this list. And if y'all got questions, please ask. It says they're going to try to push people to private Medicare plans, which is horrible. Okay. A lot of y'all probably, anyone that's on Social Security disability, y'all see that every November your phone is always ringing of someone trying to sell you a different plan. Most of the government plans are comprehensive and they take care of everything you need. Pushing people to private plans means higher premiums. Okay. It can mean higher copays. It could mean less access to healthcare items because they say they will not cover it. Okay, so it is not necessarily a good thing. Okay, actually, none of this is a good thing. Let me just be for real. All right. Somebody asked about HIPAA. Okay, and let me see. I want to tell you. It says in Texas they issued the HIPAA guidance that they would hold on. Okay. So what they're saying is this is how they're going to get around HIPAA, y'all. Is states have to issue some type of HIPAA guidance, right? That the medical industry has to follow. But if you are prosecuted for having a abortion, that's public record. So even though the hospital may not tell on you, will find out that you've seeked some type of reproductive care, because you'll be more than likely be prosecuted for it. So this is how they will find your information. Okay, y'all people can easily do a freedom of information request. All kinds of things to get information about you. So doesn't mean just because of HIPAA doesn't mean it's a catch-all, cover-all, and you can do it and nobody will know, because people still finding out stuff. All right. And again, if this is your first time watching, please follow. I appreciate your support. Also, you can go to my YouTube under the same name and check it out. Okay, so there was a thing that blew up all around Facebook this week saying that landlords cannot charge more than 3 times the rent. Let me bust your bubble and tell you that it's only for the state of California. Every other state is allowed to do so. Okay. California is in a surge of let's do whatever the hell we got to do to get these people to come back here, because so many people are leaving and going to other states, which is why in some of these southern states, your rent is sky high because people are leaving, especially in Florida. They're leaving California and coming to Florida, and they're raising the rent because they can afford to pay more because they've been paying more. And a lot of them have jobs that are still in that state and they work remotely. Okay. So yes, Miss Aura, we are living in scary times. And I think that whether y'all want to think about it or not, whether you want to drink, you want to smoke weed, whatever you want to do, you will not be able to not feel the effects. When you go to the grocery store, you're going to feel the effects. When you're at that gas pump, you're going to feel the effects. When you go to your doctor and you see that you can't get any coverage, you're going to feel the effects. So you can try to avoid it, but you cannot. All right. This is going to affect everybody. And I told you guys, it has nothing to do with race. At this point, it's rich versus poor. Okay. And if you're middle class, you poor. period. Okay. Um, hey, Just Nipsey. Basically, we're talking right now about Project 2025. Which one, Toya, will make what? It Yes, it did say if they say anything about vets is beef. Yes, they did say something about veterans. So basically, we're talking about Project 2025. Uh, just a little rundown. They want to get rid of some of our major agencies that we need. Department of Education is probably one of the biggest ones, and that's why I want you guys to do what y'all need to do with y'all student loans, because if that agency goes away, what happens to all that debt? It still stays around. You're not going, and there's no organization to process these programs to give you forgiveness. All right. When Trump was in office, it was the first time a president could discharge loans under the Public Servants Loan Forgiveness. They denied they denied more applications than they approved. So obviously, they do not want to let you out of your student loans, even though people qualified for the program, which is why now the Biden administration was offering people a second opportunity to turn their applications in again. Okay, so y'all can look at the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, and you can look at the borrower's defense. Y'all need to do it. But I told you the 2025 is when it's over. 2025 is when we're gonna have a new president. Y'all got to look at the timing. They playing in your face, people, because they know you're not paying attention, but they playing in your face. They want to change the requirements for veterans to get disability because they're saying that it's too accessible. Too many veterans are getting it. So now we need to raise the standards. It's like a bitch got to have a whole broke leg or no leg in order to get something, when just because you don't have a physical disability doesn't mean you're not disabled. Okay, crazy. They also want to make it harder for individuals to receive assistance, i.e., food stamps. Okay, told y'all that on last week. I just told y'all how they're going to get around the HIPAA to find out if you received any type of reproductive care, because you will be in the justice system if we even still have a justice system, because they're looking to abolish that agency as well. Okay, so yes, rental prices are are high, and it says, I know they didn't. I was a Navy recruiter in 2023. It's been a thing. Civilians, yeah, civilians just have no idea about a lot of stuff, unfortunately. And thank y'all for saying my hair is cute. This is why I want to put this out there, because right now we're so busy making money that our heads are in the sand, and we're not even paying attention to what could possibly happen in the event we get the wrong person in the White House. Okay, they are going to abolish DEI. DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you are a white man, you're probably going, yay, okay? But hell, didn't y'all just see that the Asian guy just said that he was discriminated against because he scored so high on his SATs and he couldn't even get into school? Now, I ain't gonna get too deep in it, because I personally feel that Asians usually tend to subscribe to being white. If you ever look on ethnicity, there are hardly anybody black except black people. Even Spanish people are white on what's the thing when it comes to their ethnicity. Okay, so the numbers are inflated, but the government, people who wrote this, they want to abolish that. So who does that affect? A lot? Females. Who does that affect? Also black and brown women. Okay, so y'all have to pay attention to that. Okay, we just now trying to get these good jobs. All right, if they take that away, we're going right back down to the bottom. And I just told y'all the first thing that they want to lower is overtime. How much overtime you guys can work. I didn't even know the Department of Labor set the standard on how much overtime a person can work. I thought it was just based off the company needs. Well, no. So if they're gonna lower that amount, some of y'all ain't gonna be pulling in them large checks. Okay, let's see. Or it says these old white men in Washington is on the verge of taking all our rights away. That's exactly, and I didn't even want to say it like that, but that's exactly true. If you are not paying attention to your civil rights being rolled back, and you're probably thinking, oh, I don't have no civil rights. Yes, you do. And then when you think about civil rights, most of us think back to Martin Luther King and all those times, right? Yes, they fought for the same rights that they're trying to take away from us. Okay. Again, this is not necessarily a race thing. This is a poor against rich thing. And if they can see everything that we're doing, if they can control everything that we're doing, um, uh, uh, you know, it's too much government, personally. All right. And if you're already poor, they're going to make you poorer. And that's the scary part. They're going to make rich people richer because rich folks ain't going to be broke. That's one thing they won't be, is broke. But poor people, they feel like you're already poor. What's wrong with making you poorer? Let me charge you 3 or 4 times the rent. Okay. Then did y'all just see that the Supreme Court also passed a rule that they're going to allow the states to develop their own law. But now if you're homeless, it's illegal. Did y'all hear what I just said? The Supreme Court just ruled that the states, all 50, however many we got, 51, 52, they can develop their own interpretation of how they want to implement this new ruling. If you are homeless without a home, it will now be illegal. Okay? So if you get caught sleeping in your car, you're homeless, it's illegal. This is why, and I don't know if y'all saw the little fine behind boy that just posted online saying that he needed a place to stay, and 1,000 and some odd women came to his rescue because he know we're gonna take care of him because he was fine. But it's gonna be illegal. Well, not gonna be, it is illegal. They just are waiting for the states to say it. For the states to say if they're gonna fine you with a misdemeanor or not. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all like this live. I appreciate you guys being here, but this stuff is important. This is the stuff that's going on that y'all probably not even paying attention to. And what did I always tell y'all? When do they make these rulings? Fridays, and all of this stuff comes out over the weekend while you partying. You have no idea. So this weekend, when y'all go and celebrate y'all independence, y'all really about to think about it, because do you have any? Will you have any? This country is starting to look like these countries abroad, i.e. China. Okay? All of this government oversight, you can't have this. It's cameras everywhere. It's not affecting a lot of y'all now, but it will. And where it's going to hit you first is in your pocket. And then when you go to your good government and they can't do anything for you, then you're going to be mad. But it's going to be too late because you done voted the wrong person in. So please make sure you pay attention. All right? So let me see what else they got. They want to, hold on. They want to make it harder for under-resourced communities to access Medicaid, Head Start, and other government programs. Here it goes again. We already talked about it, Head Start, before. We talked about Medicaid before, but now it is we're going to put our focus on underserved communities. That sounds black to me. Okay? They're going to say, well, we're going to make it harder for y'all to get this. I grew up on Medicaid, okay? So I can't imagine where I would have been had I not had it. I would have never got my booster shots. I would have never got to see the doctor. None of those things. So if they make it harder, and believe me, when they say make it harder, it doesn't mean they're going to deny you. They're going to put obstacles in your way so that you quit, or you do so good at the obstacles they put in your way that you actually get a job so that you won't need it. I get it. Nobody wants people to stay on welfare forever. Okay. We don't want that. But just because I got a job today doesn't mean I'm making enough to be able to still take care of my family. All right. I don't know. No, I am not saying that. What if he's my only son? It does not matter. That whole last person, the only person that's your son, that they carry your last name, and if they pass, they go away. That has not come up as an option for anybody. And I can tell you how much it's not an option, because even if you are a man and you got breasts because you're going through your change, but you are not fully changed because you still got your male member, you are still required to sign up for selective service. So if they don't care if you're going to war with some titties, I doubt they care about the last name. I'm just being blunt and saying it. I doubt very much that they care about that at all. Okay, so it is July 1st. I really hope that you have made sure your sons, cousins, nephews, and all of them have signed up, because one thing we don't want is them to have their whole future messed up by a simple misunderstanding or because somebody did not know. All right. Let me see. I told y'all what they're doing. They want to Now we're gonna move past that one. A lot of this is LGBT. I already told you how they plan on rolling back a lot of stuff. Let's see. Oh, and they want to be able to bring back, I guess, discrimination for sexual orientation and gender identity. Now, I may have to go with them on that, okay? Because some of this stuff is just going a little too far and over. But I still don't like the Project 2025. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. This is the financial aid. So they want to cut the federal loan programs that help parents of college students. That sounds like the Parent Plus loan, graduate students, and immigrants. Okay. They also want to punish states that allow illegal immigrants to that allow immigrants the opportunity to go to school for free. They want to end giving government aid to those states. For example, Texas has a program called the Yellow Ribbon, I believe. And if you are a person who was in the military and you got out, if you got out in that state, you can go to school for free. Okay. Or some states have it where if you graduated from high school in that state, you get maybe the first 2 or 4 years of free education, right? Well, the federal government is saying under this Project 2025, if the states are going to give money, then why should we also give them money? Y'all know I believe your people should double dip. Okay. If they created a loophole where you can get money from the state, you can get money from the government, your financial aid, your student loan, and your state tuition, get it. Now they're saying no. And if your state allows people who come from other countries to go to school for free, they also want to cut your funding because they don't agree with that. This is too much damn control. Okay. No, there is no more middle class. Not at all. Okay. Hey, Mr. Benny, it says, what's the best place to borrow from to buy a sibling or other party out of an inherited house? But that depends on how much it is. Yeah, trying to think, you want to buy them out of the house. You basically have to, we'll have to talk about that. Got to see what your credit is like. That's a very blanket statement. There's lots of places you could borrow money from. It's just a lot of things have to be right in order for you to get that money. So you want to do a credit consultation, we can do that. But more than likely that will be the bank. Okay. Connie says, if and when civil rights get reversed, then we need to leave America and make Africa great again. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Connie, there will never be a situation so bad that I will ever go to Africa. Their government is way more corrupt and in your face than it is here. At least here we have, for now, the ability to stand up and speak and talk for ourselves and protest and all of those things. In those places, you ended up unalived. Okay, so I personally ain't doing it. Okay, did y'all just see how the video of how they were doing the one gay guy? They found him over there and they were they were beating him up, and it was like, and it's like, damn, it's 2024 and y'all still tripping. So nah, I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna leave. We people here are we're gonna need to adjust. Okay, you can adjust to what they plan on pushing because you voted somebody in, or you can say you don't want these things by turning around and voting for the other guy. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to Africa. It's too much going on over there. Okay. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to let you go by yourself, and you can just have to let me know what's going on. Okay. Let me get to the last little piece, and then I'll see whatever questions y'all have. They also, get this, if you are a federal government employee, they want to lay you off. Okay, they want to get rid of people who have a lot of tenure in the government, and they're already not going to replace you. Right now, the government is probably operating at 50%. They like to hire one person for every 2 or 3 people that have retired. We are in an aging workforce, which means, guys, that there should be more jobs for you guys to take. But if they're going to abolish these agencies and they're going to get rid of long tenure people before time, how can you work? The government already runs shabby. It's going to take even longer to do everything now. Okay. So that's another one. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Oh, they want to check. They want to mess with the security clearances, but they're gonna get into that too much. Yeah, there's a ton more. Okay, so I just tried to give y'all something that I thought that was pretty important to y'all. I think I got one more thing. Y'all already know some states they're allowing the guns in the classrooms. They are. Let me see. Yeah, most of this stuff we talked about. I just wanted to just double checking. And remember, the agencies they want to get rid of is the Department of Education, Department of Justice, Homeland Security, Federal Communications Agency. That's basically who controls the airwaves. Okay, the media. All right, and the Federal Trade Commission. And the Federal Trade Commission really does. If not anybody else, I happen to actually like the Federal Trade Commission because they actually go after companies that do unscrupulous things that come after us. Okay, so I appreciate the fact that we have this organization, but that may change. Okay, thank you. Nobody's ever said that. I look like Angela Bassett. That's the first, but thank you very much. All right, let me see what y'all saying. We got about 15 or so minutes left. Hey, Ross. Okay. They're killing them over there. Africa lights get cut off a certain time. I'm telling you, I have no desire to go. Any I can't think of any country that I would love to live in better than right here. And I have been, overseas, and I just, I'd rather get out here and fight for my rights and know that I can actually go home, than have to worry about somebody burning my house down, me getting, unalived and all of those other things. Okay. So some of these liberties that we have here, even though they're trying to take them back, um, I'm sure there are enough radical people in this world that are not necessarily going to let it all happen at once. All right. So let me see. I told y'all about the Louisiana 16 and under. You got to have your parents' permission for social media. If not, you get fined at $2,500. I told you guys about if you misgender someone. I believe this was in was it Massachusetts or Missouri? They're now going to fine you for misgendering people. The TikTok ban is still enacted, but the thing is it's going to be held up in lawsuits. It's not going to be something that's going to happen right away. But basically what the government wants TikTok to do is hand it over to them so that they can do the same thing that they're accusing TikTok of doing, which is monitoring everything that we do. Okay. So, and if y'all didn't know, that's basically what it is. All right. They don't want them monitoring it because they feel like they could be using it nefariously. And it's like, well, okay, so y'all just want them to transfer the power to y'all. And we don't know how y'all going to use it. We can't even trust y'all. Okay. So, yes, so that is still going on. Okay. Katina, no, what did you say? I apologize if you are saying something. Some of these messages they go so fast and I don't get a chance to see them. All males need to sign up for selective service ASAP. They did not give a date yet. And that's crazy because it is a law and nobody's even talking about it. I mean, it's just like, damn, do they think we stupid, or do they think that we don't care, that we just want to be getting all kinds of fines and charges for nothing? I would tell you to go ahead and do it. Another thing they want to do that I forgot is they want to cut or combine a lot of these government organizations that take statistics. Okay, like the BLS stands for Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the other one, the census. Okay, it's another one too. But the reason that we need those organizations is simply because if you live in certain communities, they need to know how many people live in your community so that they can allocate a certain amount of money to fix whatever you need in your area. Okay, that is why places like Miami probably will get more money than places like, say, I don't know, Delray Beach, Deerfield Beach. It's still Florida, but because of the head count, basically. Okay, so that's one reason. You may notice that your city, your town may not have the money. The government may not get the money that they normally get because there's no way for anybody to take any head count. Another thing that it affects is, you see how they're always telling us that unemployment is at 1% or 2%. Well, if you take those statistics away, how are we going to know how many people don't have jobs? To me, it'll be anybody can say anything, and we're just going to have to believe it because we have no measurement standards to go by. Okay. So we need some of these things. All right. Um, the sons, all you got to do is got to be 18 to 26. So y'all need to, if you know somebody, you need to go ahead on and get them registered. Because most of them gonna go to school anyway, and you're gonna need money for financial aid, and they're gonna require that you have it. So you need to register anyhow. Let me see. Make sure y'all ain't. Let me look real quick. If y'all got any questions on YouTube, please ask them. Okay, I already talked about TikTok. Okay. It says, I'm sorry, can you repeat the website for the student loan forgiveness? The student loan forgiveness, you can go to studentaid.gov, studentaid.gov. You can do your borrower's defense application there. You can also find out about the public service loan forgiveness. If you qualify, please stop hesitating and do what you need to do. I'm going to tell you, I just had to kick myself in the can today to say, you know what, girl, you've been giving people all this info and you're not even doing all the stuff because you get inundated with stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't have no excuse. I need to do it because I can't keep letting opportunities slip by me. And then I'm telling y'all to do it. So even I have to check myself. Okay. So if I can check myself, I'm going to tell y'all to do the same thing, to check yourself so that you can do it. Okay. What else? Yes, we talked about the Chevron deference. That's basically where the government's gonna say that we're now gonna give the ruling of what our laws mean in the workplace, the federal government workplace for now. Okay. So some of these things sound like nothing right now, but they absolutely will affect you guys individually and in your homes. Okay. I'm not saying this to scare anybody or anything like that. I'm one of the type of people that I don't want to sit here and just talk about the problem. I want to necessarily, let's find a solution. And the best thing that you guys can do right now is to educate yourself on what could potentially happen if you put the wrong person in office, because these things will affect you in your pockets. Okay. If you're a veteran, I just done told you. If you're low income, that's going to affect you. If you're a single mother, it's going to affect you. If you out here fucking, it's going to affect you. Okay. There isn't one person there isn't one of these things that they want to implement that won't affect at least one of us. It's going to affect at least one of us, or one of them are going to affect you. I put it like that. Okay. So you may not find yourself in all the categories, but you will find yourself in at least one. So this is the time to jump on these things before. All right. So if you ain't got that disability, you need to be trying to get it. All right. Let me see. Says, how can I get help with the loan forgiveness with the school list loan? You can send me a message on shamikasaves.com, and I'll request some information from you, and then we can help you put that together, because y'all definitely need to do it. They have a class action settlement agreement for the Ring camera that everyone has. Yes. So for real, y'all, I want y'all to hit me up. Only one person hit me up. Okay. There is the actual class settlement Facebook group. And when I'm telling you, these people are clocking some dollars, they are clocking some dollars. All right. So if you want it, I'll send you the name. Okay. I'll send you an invite. If you're on Facebook, please give me your Facebook name so I can invite you to the group. And then all I want y'all to do is just go through them and fill out your applications. Okay. It's not a lot of money, but it's more than what you did have. And you're going to find that y'all going to have to start doing some creative things to make money. Okay. Remember, door dashers, people who are independent contractors, they're trying to come for your jobs too. Okay. They don't want you to be able to be 1099 no more. They want y'all to be W-2s. We talked about this about a month ago. That's going to affect a lot of y'all, because right now y'all not paying taxes. Imagine that check that you're getting right now for the month being cut by 40%, because that's about what it's going to equal up to. Okay. Almost half your money gone because you got to pay it in taxes. All right. 15% of it, if y'all didn't know, 15%, 15.9% goes to Social Security and Medicare before you even get your check. They taking 15% off top. 16% if you want to round it up. The Ring is the Ring camera. So yes, if you have a Ring camera, and a lot of people do have it, thanks, girl. A lot of people do have the Ring camera. They absolutely do have a class action. So if y'all want the name of the group, because I don't really feel like looking it up right now. Just send me your Facebook name and I will add you. I'll either send you the name, or I can add you as a friend and add you to the group. However, please go in there and get you some change. Also, do your loan applications. We already passed June 30th. So if you did not do your student loan consolidation, I don't know what they're going to do. Okay. They're probably going to extend it, but they have not extended it yet. Joe Biden probably couldn't even remember to do that. No shade. Okay. But so you can't consolidate right now. So I don't even know what that means for people who want to do something with their loans. Student loans, they start back in August. Remember, they did not say that they were getting rid of the SBA, which means that that money that some of y'all got for the EIDL and the PPP, if you hadn't paid, they're still coming after you. And did you notice they did not put the IRS on that list, which means you are not getting away from those guys either. And if you owe, you probably should have seen that the IRS used to take months before they sent you a letter saying you owe. Now it's about 30, 45 days after you submit your taxes. If you owe, they are automatically sending you a letter. If you move around a lot, you need to go create your account at irs.gov to see if you got one. Why? Because they are not playing with these interest, with these late fees and penalties. That is what is going to make it cost. Someone sent me a letter and it was almost $300 in fees for 1 month. Okay. So y'all need to get in front or behind this and figure out a way to do what you're going to do so that you can get rid of these debts, because they are just going to be snatching money from you every which way they can. Okay. Miss Harriet, send me a message in my inbox. Okay. I believe we're already friends on Facebook. I will give you the information. Okay. Hey, Susu, we're basically just talking about what's with this project 2025. We're actually getting ready to end, but we're talking about project 2025 and things that people need to do to prepare for some of these upcoming possible changes. Well, I don't think it's possible. I think they're definitely going to happen. And I keep strongly telling y'all that we are very much going to be China facing. We are definitely going to be doing a lot of things that they do. Okay. And you can look at it in our laws. Okay. Look at it in our laws. And it would, regardless of what state you in right now, what y'all should do when y'all get off this with me, at least go to Google and ask Google what laws were implemented as of today in your state. There are so many that y'all are not even aware of. Okay. How many of y'all knew that y'all children had to have permission to get on TikTok if you live in Louisiana? How many people knew that you can carry a gun with no license, but you could do it in everywhere in Louisiana except in New Orleans? Florida, you let those balloons up in the air, you getting a fine because they're killing the turtles and all the other sea life. Okay. What else did they implement in Florida? The swimming program now is effective. So if you got kids, y'all need to, low income, you're in Florida, put those kids in that swimming program. Call some of your nonprofit organizations, see if they got the money, because they're giving free swimming lessons to people who are 4 and younger. Florida also got the Rebuild Florida program. So if you were affected by Hurricane Ian, you can get your house fixed. Okay. Golly, man, it's so many of them. They just keep coming, and they officially became law today. So a lot of y'all need to go and do that so that you know what is going on in your state, because you live there. And you know what they say, and I'm gonna let y'all go. They say ignorance of the law is no excuse. Well, I will argue different, because you should not be punished for what you do not know. But they are saying that you should know. So since they're saying that you should know and they judge you by that should, I'm telling you what you should do so that you can combat that, because it is going to be just that bad. If they're going to force your kids to learn about the Bible and you might not even have that type of religion, or if they're going to force your kids to learn the 10 Commandments, my mama did it in her house, but she wouldn't force that on someone else. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. These are the things y'all need to pay attention to. Okay. So, again, if y'all got any questions about anything, the spreadsheet that I give out, y'all want to be added to the list for the class actions. You want information on this project 2025, because you want to read it and you can't find it. You want to talk about your credit. You want to talk about your finances. And yes, these things still matter. And let me tell you why before I go. The reason that your credit and all of these things still matter is because it is going to be what is going to determine what you get. And if you don't believe me, look up the social credit score that they have in China right now. If your score is bad, you don't get access to things. We almost are that way. Okay. So these things, I want y'all to be paying attention to. All right. So whether you think you need to or not, your credit still represents you. And it may be the only thing that you have. It's going to be like a resume now, because half of us probably ain't going to have no damn job because they've restricted overtime. Okay. So I'm going to get off my soapbox. I hope y'all learned something new here today. This is definitely requires me to have a shot because this is very stressful types of things to talk about, and to have to deliver it to people is really sad. But we gotta do better when it comes to voting, and we gotta educate ourselves, people, because if you don't, you're gonna be one of the have-nots, and have-nots are always hungry. They have not food, they have not water, and they have not money. And I don't want to be any one of those. I could be poor within my means, but to be a have-not is one that I do not want to be, and I don't want y'all to be that either. Okay, so thank you guys for being here. You can follow me on YouTube. Please like or follow if you have not already. And again, you can go to shamikasaves.com and we can talk there. Okay? Y'all have a good one. That's right. Thank you, Ms. Aura. My Safe Florida starts accepting applications again. You are exactly right. So Florida has 2 housing applications. My Safe Florida home and Rebuild Florida. Okay. So if you live in Florida, ain't no reason why you can't get your house fixed. And I'm gonna tell you, and I told you before, they fixing your house up now because the insurance companies are leaving the state. So you need to get them fixed, because if you don't have any damn insurance, how are you gonna get your house repaired? And FEMA is being real tight with the money. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Y'all have a blessed one. Be good. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye. See you, Miss Aura. And I'm Boss Jackson Podcast. Send me a message right now, and I'm gonna go check. Bye.